What's going on, guys, and welcome to today's YouTube video. In today's video we are going to discuss the current state of Bitcoin and we are going to discuss the current state of Ethereum, in which both of them are still range bound, both of them are still consolidating, still moving sideways within a pretty choppy range. I will be giving multiple trade ideas for both Bitcoin and both Ethereum, because as long as we are trading within this range, you want to trade the range until it breaks, and that is exactly the kind of trade ideas that we are going to look for in today's video. First of all, Bitcoin, we can see that after sweeping the high over here, Bitcoin has found its way towards the downside. We put in a lower high over here, and after that we saw even more downside. I do think that a lot of people are currently looking to short, right? Over here, everyone that was shorting, where did they put their stop loss? Above this high. Over here, we put in a lower high. Everyone that is trying to short over here, where are they going to put their stop loss? They're going to put their stop loss either above this high or above this high. So in my opinion, I do think there's a lot of liquidity built up above these highs. On the other hand, we have a low over here, in which everyone that was longing over here are putting their stop loss below the low. Currently, we are finding support right above that low over here, in which everyone that starts longing right now, where are they going to put their stop loss? Exactly, they're going to put their stop loss below the low over here. So, in my opinion, I think we have to wait for this low to be taken out on Bitcoin. And as soon as we take out this low, and as you can see, if we take the fixed range volume profile of this range, below this low is where we have our value area low of this range. Besides that value area low, this is also where we have our demand area coming in within this range, right? And we can see that this is a pivotal area within this range, right? Because over here, strong support. Over here, it was resistance, support, 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 deviation, support again. And over here it was resistance. We got our consolidation area over here, and from that consolidation area we got this impulse towards the upside, which means that below this low, which might be an inducement, we have a very strong support area for the Bitcoin price. So in order to look for potential longs, I'm waiting for this low to be taken out. If we do take out that low, that is the moment where I will be interested in taking potential long positions on Bitcoin. But I'm not going to take any long positions, as you know, without any kind of confirmation, without any kind of show of strength. So if we do get that push towards the downside and we take out that low, we will test the value area low of this range, which is exactly where you want to look for potential longs. If we do get a bounce and a sweep of that first bounce, get the break of structure, and that is my long trigger where I will enter at a higher low, sending it towards the liquidity above the highs over here. Like I've been explaining, a lot of liquidity build up above those highs, and if we do get that push towards the upside, these highs will be my targets for that potential long position. Currently we are in no man's land, right? So we are trading around the mid-range for Bitcoin. Currently we are getting a small pushback towards that point of control, where should be an interesting area for the Bitcoin price to look for potential shorts. If we go onto a 4-hourly time frame, we can see that over here is where we have a small hour 4 fair value gap for the Bitcoin price, right? I do think that this is a pretty big draw on liquidity. I will explain to you guys why. If we go on a 15-minute time frame, this is also where we have these highs that were building up for the Bitcoin price, right? The problem is with shorting currently is that, first of all, a lot of people will try to short. Second of all, we can see that over here we have a big liquidity buildup where no highs were taken out. Like I said, we have a big liquidity buildup with these two highs. And on top of that, the CME market for Bitcoin closed at 28.7K, which means that we do have that CME gap that will be filled only around 28.7K for Bitcoin. If it does, it will be around the area over here, which means it will be very close to these two highs over here, in which I do expect, if we do get a continued push up, and people will start shorting the resistance over here. People will start shorting this range high over here. That even more liquidity will be building up above these highs. And in my opinion, there will be a big chance for Bitcoin to have a short squeeze, take out the highs over here, and then from that area get some kind of a deviation in which this will be your long trigger and you can send it towards range lows again. So that is the only play that I will be looking to short for Bitcoin. Until we take out the highs over here, until we take out the liquidity, I'm not interested in shorting Bitcoin. As long as we are range bound, I'm going to wait for a deviation above the range high, reclaim back in, and this will be my short trigger for Bitcoin, okay? Smart money will be looking to accumulate the short orders above the highs within the liquidity pools. So either we get some kind of a pullback, wait for long triggers over here, or we go and take out the highs and wait for short triggers above the highs over here, like I said, and those will be my plays for the Bitcoin price. Then let's move over to Ethereum, because also Ethereum is still within this range. If we take this range, something like this, and we switch on our range over here, we can see that we have a very clean range in which we got a perfect rejection around the range high over here, and currently are finding support around that mid-range. Might say if we hold the mid-range, we're going to get another test of that range high. Ethereum, a little bit similar compared to Bitcoin, no confirmed break of structure on the 4-hourly time frame yet. We do have the range high where there's some liquidity above, but on Ethereum, I think we have seen a little bit more momentum towards the downside, in which I do have a potential area where I want to look for shorts on Ethereum. If we use the fixed range volume profile and we go from left to right, we can see that over here is where we have a big volume spike, right? So we have a massive volume spike over here, and we have this big volume spike with our value area high a little bit higher. On top of that, we have a beautiful hour 4 fair value gap over here, exactly where we also have that big volume spike. I'm sorry. Exactly where we also have that big volume spike. We have a nice order block supply area over here, in which if Ethereum goes, and on the 15-minute time frame we can see that this is also where we have our buy side liquidity. If Ethereum goes, and we can extend this a little bit like this, and takes out the high over here, taps into the 4-hour imbalance, taps into the supply area, this might be an area for me where I will be interested in shorts for Ethereum. Also, if we go on the 4-hourly time frame and we go from swing high to swing low, switch on our Fibonacci retracement tool, we can see that we have our 0.5 exactly on top of our buy side liquidity, which means that our premium will be exactly above our buy side liquidity, which is a very interesting area always to look for shorts. We have our golden pocket exactly lining up with our supply, with our value area high, and with this massive volume spike. Very interesting area for Ethereum to look for shorts. If we take out this high and tap into this hour 4 fair value gap, and if we do get the right confirmations, that will be my short trigger for Ethereum. So get a push in, first rejection, never short the first rejection, wait for a sweep of the first high, break of structure, and short it on the lower high, targeting this imbalance over here. This imbalance over here is also exactly where we will be interested in potential long positions. Why is that? First of all, we have a triple equal low over here. So over here, 1, 2, 3 equal lows, which means there is a massive amount of liquidity that has been building up below these lows. On top of that, we also have this hour 4 order block, this hour 4 demand area for the Ethereum price. And that is not it. On top of that, we also have this big ass volume spike with this value area low, perfectly lining up with the demand area for the Ethereum price. If we go from swing low to swing high and we switch on our golden pocket, we can see that on top of that, we also have our golden pocket over here. So we can see massive amounts of confluences for the Ethereum price around the value area high over here for potential shorts. And we can see massive amounts of confluences around that value area low over here for the Ethereum price. So look for shorts around this area, look for longs around this area, and as long as we are in no man's land, try to be patient. Right now I'm getting the first alert that we are tapping into this imbalance. So it will be interesting to see if we get the right reactions over here. If we do, I will short it towards this liquidity area, and around this liquidity area is where I will be looking for potential long positions again. Very clear, be careful, because we might see a short squeeze towards the upside like I just explained on the Bitcoin price. If that occurs on the Bitcoin price, it will also occur on the Ethereum price. And that is exactly the reason why you have to wait for these type of confirmations in order to avoid being caught up within that short squeeze. I hope this update made it clear for you guys. I hope this will explain to you guys what I am currently waiting for both the Bitcoin and the Ethereum price. All we need right now is a little bit of patience, a little bit of price action to give them to us. Wait for the right confirmations and enter your trades accordingly. If you have any questions after watching this YouTube update, make sure to ask me in the chat. Make sure to join me on Twitter and in a free Discord, and you can ask me all of the questions that you want over there. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll speak to you guys on next week's video. Ciao, ciao.